How's it going, Ram fans? Welcome to the Monday Night Sports Show. We will start tonight's show with an update on Marvin Kinsey, and you may be wondering why we look a little underdressed. Well, we decided to celebrate Halloween a little early. I'm Jessica Mendoza.
And I'm Castro. Rams football got an impressive win on the road. The volleyball team has continued their winning streak, and we've got another heated night of Real Talk. Do not go anywhere because CTV Sports starts right now.
Ram fans, we start tonight with breaking news. CSU running back Marvin Kinsey, who was indefinitely suspended, is no longer with the football team.
Yeah, we just found out here in the studio, and we don't have all the information. All we know is that he just is no longer with the team. So if you want to stay updated with that, follow us on Twitter at sports_CTV with all the updates. But we're already on the football team, so Jessica, let's talk about what they did on the road this past weekend.
Right, on Saturday, the Rams headed to California to take on the Fresno State Bulldogs. The Rams came into the game as a 14.5-point underdog, but they showed the Bulldogs just what an underdog is capable of. We're going to start off the highlights here in the first quarter. Patrick O'Brien finds Toby McBride, and McBride takes it all the way to the end zone here, starting the Rams off on the right foot, and that's going to be his longest career reception.
Definitely an impressive start, but let's jump forward to the second quarter. Fresno State looking to respond after being 2 scores down, handing it off to Rivers here, and he's going to carry it in on the side of the end zone. That's a big touchdown for Fresno. However, CSU, they don't like it. They want to respond, and they're going to hand it off to McElroy here. He's going to carry it through the middle, push through a few defenders, showing everybody the strength he has. He carries that into the end zone.
Absolutely. He really steps up for Marvin Kinsey here. Now, also in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left, Patrick O'Brien's looking to get his team a score. He looks in the end zone, but he really doesn't find anyone but Juju Hughes. That's going to be picked off. And the Rams defense is really going to have to step up here, and that's exactly what they do. Reyna looks for his receiver, it gets popped up in the air, and Logan Stewart comes out with it, and he now sets up CSU for a big score with 4 minutes left in the game.
And this is huge right here because Patrick O'Brien takes this second chance and takes advantage of it right here with Warren Jackson, throws it up to him into the end zone, takes the lead back near the end of the fourth quarter. That's big play right there.
Absolutely, and that's going to about do it here. Reyna is going to have one more chance. He gets pushed out of the pocket. He's looking for anybody, and it's really going to come down here to a Hail Mary, pushed out into a big crowd of people, and of course Logan Stewart's going to come out with that one as well, his second interception of the game, and that's going to wrap it up there. 41-31. You see here Mike Bobo and Patrick O'Brien walking on the field with a smile on their face. Kind of a rare sight, but it was a huge win for the Rams, their second road victory in a row coming off of a bye week. I mean, this is a win that a lot of Ram fans were not expecting, Litos.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and we were talking before. I was overhearing yesterday. I was just grocery shopping. I heard people over talking about the game, and they're just like, I never saw that coming. And I don't think we did either. That's a big win for CSU, and I think they really needed that for their confidence. Yeah,
absolutely. And we did kind of touch on it, but Marcus McElroy really stepped up for Marvin Kinsey, who was absent in the game. He looked like a dominant player out there, and I mean, he definitely held on to the ball, so that was a plus for the Rams.
Yeah, strong offensively and defensively, too, yes. Especially getting that interception right back, setting up O'Brien to get the lead for the Rams in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's what you want to see from your football team, especially when they're struggling right now in the season. Mm-hmm. Being able to bounce back like that, especially against a strong Fresno team, huge for them.
Yeah, you got to talk about Logan Stewart. He did get Defensive Player of the Week for the Mountain West. That's huge for him, his first one. And then you also have to talk about Jamal Hicks really stepping up, another double-digit tackling game. So you got to get up to that defense there.
Yeah, big job from Colorado State football team. And speaking of winning, they weren't the only team that did winning today or over the weekend. The volleyball team also got 19 wins. That's how many wins CSU Volleyball has in a row after last week. A large part of that dominance has come from senior leadership. And one such senior is Paulina Hogard-Jensen, who after hitting 45.5% with 20 kills on the week was named Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. The 5th time CSU has received the award overall. The Rams' first game was on Thursday against San Jose State. The Rams swept the Spartans despite Brianna Reynolds' off night with 7 attack errors. The Rams were still able to outkill the Spartans 49-28 behind Hogard Jensen's 12 kills and Christy Hillier's 11. After defeating San Jose, CSU would face off against Nevada for their second matchup of the week. Of course, the Rams did not hold up. Along with Hogard Jensen, Katie Oleksak, and Christy Hillier combined for 26 kills and 36 assists in their 20th win of the season. Jessica, that's a lot of numbers I'm throwing at you right there, but the Rams, I'm pretty sure Moby Arena is looking pretty clean right now. They're sweeping it up every time they go in there, and it's just fun to watch. That's their 14th sweep on the season right there.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely fun to watch, but you know what's amazing about this team is that it's not just Brianna Reynolds, it's not just Christy Hillier, it's a widespread offense of scoring, and it's just so impressive to see these girls come together. I think that they honestly should be ranked higher than where they're at now, but it might be because they're in the Mountain West, but we'll have to wait and see what they do for the rest of the season.
Oh, definitely. Big performance from them.
For sure. Well, believe it or not, it's basketball season. CSU men's basketball team kicks off their season this weekend in a home exhibition game versus Western State. Head coach Nico Medved is entering his second season with the Rams, and star center Nico Carvacho is wrapping up his college career as a senior before likely entering the NBA draft. This will be a big season for CSU as high expectations surround the young team. Corey Odom and I caught up with the guys last week to see just how ready they are. So we know this year's team is a young team, but how do you feel about the depth so far of the roster?
I feel like we got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things, young and veterans, so I think it'll balance itself out. We got a lot of guys that can play on the floor.
We're deeper for sure at every spot. People can come in and play and do the same roles, and I think that's going to help us a lot. As season gets longer, and miles start to pile up, so I think that's definitely going to help us out a lot.
I'm real confident in this team. I'm really excited too. Just it's my first year being on a Division I team. I'm just excited to get out on the court.
And then being ranked number 9 in the preseason polls, how do you feel about that?
I'm not it, and this may sound like a cliche, but whether you're picked first, fifth, sixth, ninth, I'm not really into that.
Yeah, you just got to take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is. Utah State was picked 9th last year in the preseason, and they ended up winning it. So, that's kind of the mindset we have. You can pick us wherever you want, but we're going to go out there and prove you wrong.
Like Coach said, it's always going to be people that doubt us and stuff like that. So it's basically just all up to us to prove them wrong.
And losing J.D. Page as your second leading scorer, who do you think is going to really step up this year in his place?
Chris, Adam, Kendall, hopefully, it's not just one person, it's more of a team thing. The best teams, usually there's not one big scorer and a whole bunch of little ones, everybody's around the same amount, so, that's our goal for sure.
I feel like this year will probably be Christopher Martin. I feel like just his role in the off season and getting in the gym and being a leader, I just feel like he'd be the person to fill them shoes.
It's a great question. I mean, I'm not a big prediction guy, but I think we got a lot of guys who can do that. I think that's kind of by committee. I mean, you start with the returning guys, and you see can each of those guys take a step up in their production. Everybody brings a little something different to the table. Then ultimately, I think we're going to have a deeper team this year. A lot of these new guys will play roles and have a chance to play major roles. And I think overall we'll have more depth and more guys that can put the ball in the basket, do a few different things. So I think that's a team thing.
One thing I like about that is that the players seem confident, and that is something that they just didn't seem to really have last year as they were struggling. And confidence can really carry a team a long way. I mean, and you were talking to the players. How did they seem to you?
So I agree, they were definitely confident. I feel like I kind of got a little bit of that last year, but what really the big theme is this year is team together. They're all in it, bought in this year, which maybe not all the players were last year. And so everyone really agreed that that was going to be big this year. Also, something that didn't make the cut was I asked Nico Carvacho, how they felt about being 9th in the preseason Mountain West polls. And I asked him, where do you think you belong on that list? He said number 1. So we're going to have to see.
Those are some big words. But moving from the court to the ice, CSU hockey had 3 matchups here in Fort Collins last week. They started off with a disappointing loss, 0-3 loss to a very strong University of Central Oklahoma. However, when the University of Oklahoma came to town, things got interesting. Oklahoma really started off the highlights here on the first night. You see one man moving in, taking a shot, gets it by Joe Morgan, and that's going to give OU a 2-0 lead over CSU. They're going to be able to tie it up in the third. However, OU responds. Zachary Pard getting it in on the side there. They're going to get the lead right back 3-2. CSU pulling Morgan late in the game, trying to get an extra man on the ice, but that's going to be an open net goal there for Cameron Brown. It's going to be tough for them to respond. They're not able to get it back. OU takes the first win. But look at night 2. CSU has a different spark in them. One shot there going off to the side, and CSU has to tie it up again, all at 2 again. OU back to the lead. CSU needing to respond once more. Aiden Tolnai, he's going to do it this time. All up at 3 now. The tension just keeps building and building. All they need is one more. Pass over to Askell Campbell here on the near side, moving down, takes the shot, and he gets it by. Puts it in. They get the first lead that they had all series long, and they get the win. You know, that was, I got to say, being there during that game, that was one of the most exciting hockey games, just sets of hockey games to watch, as both teams were really in it, and even the fans were just so loud at Epic that night, and just really fun all around.
Yeah, that's got to be good to see. I'm upset I missed it. A lot of back-to-back scoring and just a lot of intensity in that game.
Oh, yeah. Really fun for the players, and I'm sure even after facing a couple tough losses that they walked away happy after that weekend.
Right. Well, there's no question there was a lot of excitement around CSU athletics last week, but there is even more coming up next week. Litos here has all you need to know about it coming up next on Castro's Cut. Don't go anywhere.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
How's it going, Rams? Welcome back to Castro's Cut. I am Litos Castro, here to give you the rundown of what's coming up in CTV Sports this week. We've got a few more extras to throw in, so without further ado, let's get rolling right into it. We'll start off with the football team. They bounced back. Who knew it would happen? So we're going to see if they can do it again when they host UNLV. Take a look at that new logo. I kind of like it. It's got a little spice to it, a little extra flair at it. They're going to be hosting UNLV at 1:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, so we'll see if CSU can keep that game streak rolling for them. But speaking of rolling, let's roll onto the soccer field with the new CSU soccer team, still making records, still improving on the season, getting some more wins over the weekend. They're going to look to get one more in their last regular season game at home on Friday. They're going to have their own border war against Wyoming, 3 in the afternoon for that one. We'll see if they can pull it out right before the tournament. Moving on to the basketball squads. Women's basketball is in season. They're going to be playing themselves, another version of CSU there. CSU taking on CSU Pueblo on Wednesday in Moby Arena, 7 in the evening for you. But then you take a look at men's basketball. They've got their own exhibition like we talked about earlier. Friday, exhibition versus Western Colorado, also at 7 in the evening, except it's on Friday for you. Moby Arena is going to be pretty busy throughout the week, and you'll see that also with volleyball. They got 2 more matchups coming. First, on Tuesday, they're going to be having their border war, and that's the state pride game. So if you're a fan of CSU volleyball, that is the game to go to right there to support the team. It's going to be 7 in the evening on Tuesday. Then on Thursday, they're also going to be taking on Air Force, again at 7 for you. So it's a big week for volleyball before they start getting and looking towards that championship rounds for you. But we really want to focus on that Wyoming game. So we're going to have that the play of the week, and you know how we do it, the game of the week. So we're going to bring on a special analyst. Rachel, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. So you've got 3 keys for us for volleyball, for that border war. Start us off with number 1. What do they got to do?
All right, well, I think for number 1, they need to utilize their middle blocker, Kiersey Hillier. She is fantastic lately. I mean, you guys talked about Paulina Hogard-Jensen being really great, but Kiersey Hillier is right up there as a leader with her too.
And you know, that's the nice thing is you're really seeing that flexibility for almost everybody throughout the team, and it's really strong, and it's no question as to why they're doing so well so far. But what do you got? Number 2.
Yeah, so number 2, I think they need to keep focus on dominating on their defense. They are always leading in team blocks against their opponents, and it wasn't anywhere near any different in their last game against San Jose State. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely looking through those highlights, really saw a lot of that presence there and really strong. You definitely need the defense to come through.
Definitely.
What do you got for number 3?
For last one, we have that they just need to stay focused all game. I mean, if you looked at their game last week against San Jose State, they were a little rough in the beginning in a couple of their sets, but and you could see the frustration all over their faces, but they kept it together really well as a team, and I think that really helped them out throughout the rest of this game.
What do you think is going to help them stay focused when they do fall off track?
I'm not really sure on that one because you could definitely see, like I said, that they're super frustrated in the game. And I think that by just them supporting each other and filling those holes as a leader like Kiersey Hillier, Pauline Hogard-Jensen, when they have their seniors that are so strong in their leadership roles, I think that really helps them stay focused on their games.
All righty. Well, appreciate you coming on. We'll
Yeah,
look to
no
see how
problem.
they do at that board war. It's going to be a big matchup for them. And in the spirit of Halloween, our top play of the week is going to be our not top play of the week. Rachel, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's roll it. Take a look right here. Let's take a look at some NBA right here. Harden. Oh man, that hurts to watch. And look, the reaction is priceless. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone had that same reaction. Oh man. Is there really anything to say?
No, I would have had the exact same reaction to that one.
I mean, it's one way to show frustration, I guess.
I guess.
He's all right. He's all right.
Don't take it out on the ball, though.
He'll push through. All right, Rams, that is all we have here at Cash's Cup, but do not go anywhere because when we come back, we got the Triple J Pick'em Challenge coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Mrs. and Mrs. Jimmy at the debut.
I came from 5 generations of teachers. Losing my job was the bottom falling out of my world.
Welcome back from the break, Rams, into another week of the Triple J Pick'em Challenge. I'm joined by, of course, Jared Stratton and Jason Ortiz. Let's take a look at the standings after last week.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, let's look at them. Look at that.
Well,
Ooh.
I'm not in last.
I'm staying on
right?
top.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yep.
I was second on the list.
No, you're last. It was last. I was second.
So you're last.
No, I'm not.
You're both tied.
But I was second on the list.
Well,
I went 4 for 5 and you went 3 for 5.
What matters is the Astros are going to give me more points
They're
anyway,
still
so
playing.
it doesn't even matter.
So the Nationals still going to give me 2 more points because they're going to win it all.
Oh, don't make me throw up.
Right.
Okay.
Well, anyways, on to our first pick. The undefeated Patriots will be visiting Lamar Jackson in the AFC North leading Baltimore Ravens. Jason, start us off here.
Oh, easy pick. You got to go with the best team in all of football, and that's the New England Patriots. Their defense is in comparison to the 85 Bears. The best defense of all time, and they're putting up the same numbers. They have not allowed more than 14 points all year.
Jared's going to pass out.
They're giving up 6.7 points per game. And it's just the defense. The defense is that good.
Yeah, you don't even have to mention Tom Brady, really.
No, yeah.
Right,
Tom Brady hasn't had to do anything.
I had to be respectful for you for a second. Just have to let you say some stupid things. Of course, they're good defense. I get it. They're the best defense in the NFL. But then again, who have they played against? They played against the Steelers.
I knew that was coming.
Dolphins,
Steelers
trash.
That was a full-strength Steelers
They played Jets
team.
twice. They played the Dolphins. They
Ben
also played the
Roethlisberger was
Giants.
playing.
They played Washington. They played against the Browns, who pitched it to
NFL
a defensive end. Don't give me that.
They're still NFL teams.
Barely.
And
Are
they
you
can't
kidding
control
me?
that. What are they supposed to do? They don't pick their...
The whole point of it, yeah, I'm not saying that they control that or not, but then again, you have to understand that they're playing against Lamar Jackson, who's one of the top 10 rushers in the league right now, who's a quarterback.
Rushers.
Yes, and he's still a phenomenal quarterback.
So
I'm choosing the Ravens.
If there
the
were
Ravens,
highlights,
it is in Baltimore.
If there were highlights of him last year in the AFC playoffs,
we're talking about this year. This year is a different quarterback. You can show me last year all you want.
Can I make my pick so I can argue? Wait, let me make my pick so I can argue too. If you haven't already been able to tell, I'm picking the Patriots. Who do I want to win? The Ravens. But I know I don't pick against Belichick. I don't pick against Brady. And even though Brady isn't like doing his thing that he usually does every season, I mean, I can't pick against them. Like Jason said, their defense is amazing.
If Anthony Lynn can shut down the Ravens offense, Bill Belichick will shut that thing down more than Fort Knox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he has
ready
4
for
good
DBs. Lamar
DBs.
Jackson.
They know what to expect.
They know what you
always
know.
have a plan every
You don't
time.
have to throw. You can just run it.
You don't
have Lamar Jackson.
All right,
make
guys,
him throw it.
Let's move
Make
on.
him throw it. Anyways, more dumb stuff from Jared to say. Now we have the SEC showdown between the 8th ranked Georgia Bulldogs and the 6th ranked Florida Gators.
Hopefully you guys don't agree. That'd be awkward.
No, never.
I don't
That's
think
why
you
I'm
ever-
winning. He's losing.
Yep, sure. Okay, how about all the other years combined? Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. If Florida protects the ball in this game, they're going to win it. It's in the swamp. They have great defense.
No, it's not.
It's a neutral site in Jacksonville.
Ah, man, well, it's Jacksonville.
Every year.
Does it really matter?
Every year since
Does it really
1933.
matter? It's still pretty much home
Go
field advantage.
Jags.
But it's still in a swamp. Let's just say that. But either way, the whole point is that Georgia, they got upset by South Carolina. And I want to really talk about that a little bit. They played against a third-string quarterback, and they still got upset in double overtime. And then let's talk about how Florida played against them and then won.
They were losing until the 4th quarter.
But it doesn't matter. They still got upset. They still lost against, and then the
Florida.
fourth quarter.
Florida was losing against South Carolina.
But they still
until
won.
the
They still won. Florida won. And guess who didn't win? Georgia. You got to look at that.
You said it last week. It's a fluke.
Oh, sure. Okay. Kyle Trask has 5 more touchdowns. one more
Trask.
whatever.
All right,
Okay.
Florida's
You're
the
done.
highest
You're
ranking
done.
since 2012. That's great. Good for them. But they're going to choke now. I'm picking Georgia to win this
You're
one.
wearing a Tim Tebow jersey.
No, I'm
Excuse
not.
me?
No, it's not.
Oh, get out of here.
Juwan win for
Now
you.
you're trying to
Thank
sort
you
of see you. Okay, is that even that much better?
Anyways, I think Florida's going to choke here. It's actually, I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm actually really excited for this. But between the past 2 matchups, I just think that Georgia's definitely got the edge here. And it's going to come down to probably a turnover it has in the past years. And I just think that with Florida's, they have a weak running defense. So I definitely think that going against DeAndre Swift is going to be a big struggle for Florida.
Oh, yeah. Swift is, if not one of the top 5 running backs, I don't know who's making that list.
Oh, he's definitely on.
Oh, yeah. So, and you got to think, Georgia is lower ranked just because they lost to South Carolina. They're on the road.
Lose to South Carolina.
They're on the road. It's neutral, but it's still in Florida. And they're still the favorite.
I don't know, dude. I'm telling you, Florida's winning this game. They've
I don't
only
know,
lost
dude.
against
I
They've
don't
only
know.
lost against LSU. but
Georgia,
best team
and you know why? Because
in
I
college
have,
football.
yeah, we got a Georgia fan who, yeah, that's why Georgia's gonna win. Yep, go Georgia.
Why did you show me that? Why did you show anyone that?
Because that's commitment to the
That
fans.
doesn't help it. You want to see commitment?
All right,
She
let's
wears
move
a
on, let's move
Tim
on.
Tebow jersey and goes
That's
against
Winfrey.
him. That's just dumb. Okay, lastly,
this is
the
Jawan
Rams
Winfrey.
are starting
Don't
to
talk.
heat up. The Rams are starting to heat up. Will they be able to keep it up against UNLV on Saturday? Jess, I'm going to let you start this one.
Ooh, boy. I got to go with CSU here. How could I pick against them at this point in time?
bandwagon.
How? I picked them to how?
We go to
I picked them to beat New
How
Mexico.
can you be a bandwagon?
I know.
I wasn't here last week to pick for what Cam, so sorry, whatever Cam did, that's not my fault. But after what they've been doing recently, I can't pick against them. I mean, just Warren Jackson is so far above any other receiver in the Mountain West for sure. And the DBs just cannot cover him. He's so fast, he's so big. He just looks like he already belongs in the NFL. So I got to go with CSU here. I think Patrick O'Brien got to pick it up a little bit, but the defense is really helping him out there.
Yeah, and I said it from here on out. I'm picking CSU because they're going on a tear. They have the chance to win 3 more games in a row, become bowl eligible. I mean, we can kind of chalk up the one at the end against Boise as a loss because Boise's a top 15 team in the country.
You never know.
I mean, it is at home.
You never know.
However, Ryan Stonehouse said it the best with his tweet, and he was just like, yeah, Rams win, baby. No more room on the bandwagon. So anybody that didn't pick CSU from here on out,
it's not a bandwagon if you go to CSU.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and it's not a bandwagon.
When you picked against them every single time.
This is not. This is
right
Triple
almost every
J.
time.
Hold on, let me speak some truth. This is Triple J Pick'em Challenge. We pick who we think's gonna win every week, not who we're a fan of.
Unless, of course, you like the Oregon Ducks. But also, I'm going to choose
I always
CSU.
pick Oregon to win.
I'm choosing CSU to win this
Jared,
one.
why
Even
did
though,
you
no,
choose-
hold on. I know.
You said last week they were
I know.
terrible.
Last week I was wrong, and last week that was they were double
I was
digit.
wrong.
I was flat out wrong. They were double digit underdogs going into that game. They had no business in winning, and honestly, they showed me wrong, and I'm impressed. Marcus Elroy stepped up. They played better without Marvin Kinsey. I don't know how that's possible. And then Warren Jackson, even though he had a push off in the end, he still got the touchdown. Like I have to admit, I was wrong last week, and I know you're going to do this, Jason. I know you're going to bring it up.
Well, at least you guys, we can all agree on one, right? We good? We good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rams, that's all the time we have for tonight. Hop on our Twitter at sports_CTV to vote on who you think will get the most picks wrong this week. Not me. We've got Real Talk coming up next.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Welcome back, folks, to Real Talk, another segment, and I am very excited for this one. Oh, this is going to be fun. You know
starting
how
off
to do
this
it. No, you're starting it off. I'm going to let you start.
Okay.
I'll let you start.
All right. I'm a little nervous what you got for me, but I'll start it off here. Litos, we're going to pull up this tweet from Lindsay Joy. She says, a frustrated Joe Flacco after the loss. We're now a 2-6 football team, and we're afraid to go for it in a 2-minute drill. I just felt like, what do we have to lose? Why can't we be aggressive in some of these situations? What do you think about what Joe's saying? Is that real talk or a little bit of BS there?
You know, I think that's real talk. What he's saying is real talk. That's fair. I mean, what more do you have to lose? We all know the Broncos aren't going to go to the Super Bowl or anything. It'd be a miracle if they somehow got to the playoffs. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay. We're going to act like that didn't happen.
And I actually agree with you, Litos. I think that's kind of real talk. I think that they're coming from a defensive-minded coach, Vic Fangio, and they really do have to learn how to be more aggressive on offense, especially when it's coming down to these last few minutes like that. It seems like the last few games that they've lost by a field goal, and that's so frustrating to watch as Bronco fans all over. So I definitely think being a little bit more aggressive, trusting in your players a little bit more, which might be a little bit hard with what we've seen in the past few years. But, right, what do we have to lose?
May as well try.
Let's do it.
All right, you ready? You ready for? I don't think you're ready for
No.
this. I don't think she's ready for this, folks. All right, Jessica, let's see it. Jason sending out a tweet right there, but I want to focus on what our main man Hunter said right there. Jason is taking over Triple J. Real talk or BS? He's all right.
I literally see Hunter in the studio right now, and I'm really mad at you, Hunter, because you know better. Who won last semester, Hunter? Shout it.
I've been voting for you.
No, it's.
He said,
No, answer it. Real talk.
Okay.
BS. Real talk.
Oh, that's BS all day, all night, all year, all semester. I won last semester. I got this. Don't worry. It was just a little snag. You know, a little snag. We were talking
Just a
about
little?
baseball. Not a fan, you know. So
I don't know. You didn't.
That's what it was.
You didn't come back last week. I mean,
I wasn't on the show.
you
What was I supposed to
abandoned
do?
me.
Sick. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry about it, but I'm coming
just
back.
saying,
Y'all better not vote for me this
it
week.
might be a little bit of real talk. I'm just saying. All right, Rams. We better go before it's too late. That is all the time we have for tonight. But make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at sports_CTV to stay updated on everything CSU. I'm Litos Castro.
And I'm Jessica Mendoza. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night to catch Ethan Bird and special guest Jason Ortiz for another night of the Red Zone. Good night, Rams.